What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and we're waiting for this. We're waiting for the day to download for the Kizuna Clash event that's going to be arriving very soon after the treasure map concludes. Now, one thing that we didn't know in terms of, the actual event is like what characters were going to be coming out for the Kizuna. We knew that there was going to be a Kizuna Sugo-Fest. People were suspecting there was going to be a Kizuna Legend, but they didn't opt for that either. It is a bit interesting though, because we haven't had a Kizuna Legend since Drake, which was in April. So it was 4 months ago. So we're going another month now without a Kizuna Legend, which is good for most people out there, but it is just interesting because, they do give us a lot of treasure map legends and stuff like that. So it is weird that Kizuna doesn't get a lot of love, but typically the Kizuna Legends are extremely busted on release. But I digress. Let's talk about what we have here. As we can see, we've got my boy Mr. Slam Jam getting another represented unit in the game, which is always good to see. I love Mr. Slam Jam. We also got Oven and Brulee. So there was a bit of confusion. Some people didn't know why Whole Cake Island characters were, going to be on the Film Red celebration. But it's because they're actually in the film. Surprise. If you've been seeing the advertisements, these characters are in the film. And we'll go through what their abilities are. So this banner is going to be going live August 19th. So tomorrow, from this video being released, we'll actually get the full announcement in game. So we don't know exactly 100% what legends and everything's going to be on the banner. We have a little bit of an idea though. So let's go through the steps first. So we got the pretty trash step at first. It is a 30 gem discount multi on the first at a bare minimum. You've got another really trash step on the second, guaranteed recommended character on the third. You've got a legend on the fourth, new character on the fifth. Pretty typical Kizuna steps. In terms of recommended units though, you've got a lot of good units. We can just check it out here. We've got the Onigashima Robin. We've got Vista. The Vista and the Whitebeard are very, very good units. You got the Toki. Legend Toki finally making a return on a Kizuna banner. Not too many people have had the opportunity to get her, so it is cool that she's back. Legend Drake also, nice to see him on the banner. He's phenomenal. Then you've got the 3 new units in Brulee, Oven, and Katakuri. But then just looking forward at the other steps, I mean, look, you shouldn't be going super deep on a Kizuna banner like this, considering, no new legend is debuting on this banner. So it's probably a wise decision to just avoid it altogether. That's what I'm personally going to be doing. I'm not going to, I might do the discount at the most, but I'm not going to be going deep on this banner because I have personally read what these units do and they don't amaze me, and typically Kizuna units aren't required to beat the content. Kind of like treasure map where you want to get those boosters, right? It's really nice to get them, but in Kizuna, yeah, these units give you more tickets and stuff, but realistically, it's not the end of the world if you don't get them, right? So let's go ahead and break down what they actually do. Let's start off with Brulee first. So Brulee, she is going to be a quick cerebral slasher, and her captain ability is pretty bad, but then her special gives -1 cooldown, reduces paralysis and chain reduction by 6, changes all slots including block into recovery, and gives you a 1.1 chain boost for 1 turn. Perfectly acceptable unit. She does resist special reverse, which is at least nice, so we can probably expect that to be a mechanic in this quest, and also makes recovery slots matching to cerebral and slasher units. I believe, yeah, so she's a quick unit. Okay, interesting. She is cerebral though, so she does actually work with Uta. Just saying, that could be interesting. And unfortunately does not have a really good support effect. So, Brulee, like, the special's nice, and it's going to be nice in the Kizuna itself, but outside of that, it's probably not going to see too much play. The next unit on the agenda is Charlotte Oven, who is a quick powerhouse fighter. So this character does not get boosted by Uta. And captain ability is a 3.5 boost, 1.3 health, and damages all enemies for 5 times the damage received from the enemy at the end of the turn. You haven't seen too many captain abilities that apply effects like that. That's interesting. That's real old school stuff. And then his special reduces despair and bind. Okay, usually it's bind then despair. I don't know why it's listed like that. But reduces those by 6, doubles the color affinity of quick powerhouse and fighter for 1 turn, and if the crew already has color affinity, you buff it by 0.25. Again, like a perfectly acceptable special ability. 6-turn debuff removal is always nice, and color affinity is cool. But again, it's not a special that is probably going to be required for this content. There's definitely lots of units you could use in replacement of this, for sure. And then you've got the crewmate ability, making quick slots matching to Powerhouse and Fighter, and boost Powerhouse and Fighter based stats Again, like, it's nothing amazing. They don't even have good support effects either, which is a bit of a downside there. And of course, these units don't have rumble abilities either. So there's just not a lot of value, in my opinion, in pulling for these types of units, despite the fact, you know, the Charlotte family members, I like the Charlotte family members. I think they're really interesting characters, but, you know, they're not really wowing me with their abilities. The last unit, though, is Charlotte Katakuri. So my boy Mr. Slam Jam, quick powerhouse cerebral, so he does work with Uta. Captain ability is a 3.5 boost to his color and classes, 1.3 health, recovery slots are matching, and you can obtain recovery slots if you hit with perfect, which is pretty good. Do note, though, that we have seen that he does have boosted effects in the Kizuna itself, where he does get a buffed captain ability, where it ends up being a 5.25 captain, so that's cool. He gives you additional tickets, and it is confirmed that it is not a super boss Kizuna, so there's not going to be regular bosses and then a super boss to beat with your alliance. It is a regular Kizuna. That's basically it. Now, his special ability is 13 turns, reduces HP of one enemy, only one enemy by 20%, bypassing everything, reduces attack down by 6, resilience by 6, doubles quick powerhouse cerebral character slot effects, and after one turn, you give them a 2.25 times slot effect boost instead. I mean, yeah, he's definitely the best of the three because his debuff removal is very useful. 6-turn attack down removal is going to be very good in the event due to the fact that, you know, it'll probably level 5 at you know, base level Kizuna boss, and then once you pass level 30, it'll probably add one more turn, making it 6 turns of attack down that you have to remove in some capacity. So having a special ability like that is useful. 6-turn resilience removal, never been a fan of that. Typically there are a lot of ways to get around resilience, and then, you know, orb boost turn 1, and then a clock buff to get a orb boost in the following turn. He is a damage dealing special, so there's some supports you can put on him. He seems okay. He does have hunger removal as well, which is kind of interesting, though. You only get 2 removal at level 5, which is very difficult to get to, but either way, my boy Mr. Slam Jam coming through. Quick slots matching to his classes, base stats, nothing too crazy there. No good support effect, unfortunately, either. But my boy, he looking pretty fresh. He has the film red outfit with the blue straps. Looks freaking awesome. I love Katakuri. He's so cool. But it is unfortunate that these characters are probably not really that valuable and not really worth going out of your way to pull for. So it's probably better to conserve your rainbow gems for whatever comes out in the future. But that is not going to end this video right here. We have something else major to talk about, and it is the super evolution of Shiki, which we were saying it was going to be arriving. That is true. Let's go ahead and break him down. So here we go with Shiki. Now, my personal Shiki, I did actually go ahead and limit break expand him. I haven't got it completely done yet, but I will be doing it throughout this treasure map. And my Shiki is also max level limit break as well. So he is at level 5. He is good to go. But something else that is kind of interesting is that they've actually gone ahead and added the voices now to Legend Shiki, which is really cool because he never had a voice before. Tesora and Zephyr both never had voices in the game. I don't know why they ever not decided to do that. But with the introduction of his super evolution, they've gone ahead and given him a voice, which is fantastic. So a lot of people are going to ask, what does this Shiki actually do? Just have a look at this artwork though. This artwork goes so hard. They got my man Naotoshi Shida artwork, man. It looks so good. Anyways, Shiki, quick driven striker. Those classes and colors do not change. So what you're about to see are the abilities of Shiki with max level limit break. So do note that if you don't have, you know, all of the copies to get him to 150, or you don't have all those dupes inside of this character, the abilities that you see are going to be a lot weaker than what you'll see here. But let's have a look. Captain ability boosts Dex, Int, and Quick characters attack by 4.75 and health by 1.35, and then you boost their attack by 5x when you're below 30% health. Then we'll go through it in just a moment, but I like that change. And then makes the crew's quick recovery and tandem slots matching, and you can hit a perfect and still consume your recovery slots, which is again a really good addition to the character. And also reduces 5 turns of despair. I can't believe that they've actually added utility into these captains, because we've seen with super evolutions before, we would love for them to add like a piece of utility, but they just don't opt to do it. And they've actually done it here. I mean, it's not like, you know, newly released legends, they have like 10 turns of debuff removal in their captain. You know, even like 5-turn removals is fine, and that's what they've done here. I'm such a big fan of this, and I think some people are going to be a little bit upset at the fact that the multipliers seem a little low, but you got to remember that from where he's coming from, this is a really good change. And this is still definitely usable in content. Like a 4.75 or a 5 times captain is perfectly acceptable. And his 5 times captain is very easily to achieve due to his special ability and the way that it works. I also like the change of the way that you get your boosts, because previous to this, Shiki was just so annoying to use. Have a look at this, right? He boosts Dex, Int, and Quick by 2.75, but then you get a 4 times boost, and you have to hit in the order of Dex, Int, and then Quick in order to get the big attack boost. So that was trash. I'm so glad that they completely got rid of that and just made him boost all of those effects all together without having to do some stupid effect in the middle of the quest in order to achieve that multiplier, because it means literally half your team doesn't get boosted, right? So now you get the full boost no matter what. You don't have to hit in any stupid order. It's fantastic. More matching slots as well, quick recovery and tandem, and then consuming recovery with perfects is a great addition considering what you know with his special ability. His captain ability got a very nice upgrade, and I'm personally happy with it. Though, you have to remember that he does have a limit break expanded buffed captain effect. So the captain effect that you see here is going to get even better when you take into account the limit break plus. So it's going to get even better, which is nuts to think about. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. Now, the special ability, this is what you're seeing with level limit break. This is the most maxed special ability you can get with Shiki. So it cuts HP by 99%, so it gets you to that below 30% threshold. Deals 50 times his HP in the HP lost in typeless damage to all enemies. So because of the fact that he has so much HP, he gives you 1.35. You know, you use his special ability, you cut down to 1%. All of that HP that you lost is dealt as damage times 50 to all enemies. So he's a damage dealing special, which is fantastic. He changes all slots including block into recovery, which of course with his captain ability you can consume them by hitting perfect, so you can heal yourself back up if you need to. And then also boosts Dex, Int, and Quick characters' slot effects by 2.5 for 1 turn, boosts their recovery by 1.5 for 1 turn, so you can consume those recovery slots and heal back even more, and reduces paralysis and special bind by 6 turns. So, you know, reducing special bind actually made a lot of sense. If you have a look at his crewmate ability, you can't see it here, but if we go to his crewmate abilities, he's actually immune to special bind, which is really cool, and I'm really happy that they opted to utilize that crewmate effect of this character. So he reduces 6 turns of special bind, and then they just decided to throw in paralysis as well, because why not? It's just such a good effect to have, and I love the fact that he gives you a full board of slots and an orb boost on top of that. That's very valuable. So they've updated this guy to become a really valuable asset to a lot of different teams. Of course, unfortunately, the character doesn't have a super type or a super class, which would have made him even more valuable, but of course we can't expect that from super evolutions overall. But I'm a really big fan of these changes. I think that this character is going to see a lot of play, and I can't wait to use this guy in content. He's going to be absolutely wicked. So we need to have a look at his Pirate Rumble kit as well, and we can see that sprite there too. He looks really cool. So, look, previous to this, his Rumble abilities were terrible, so I'm hoping for big things here. So he gives Dex, Quick, and Int, level 7 health, Driven get level 7 attack, and when there's 80 seconds or less time remaining, he gives himself level 7 attack. So he gives himself level 14 attack, which is pretty strong. However, if I remember correctly, he does fixed damage, which is just so dumb. Yeah, he does do fixed damage. That's so stupid, because if he's giving himself so much attack, you would want him to be abusing that with his special ability, and unfortunately he doesn't do that. Anyways, 34 CT, targets enemies in a large range, horizontal, that's not good, for 3500 fixed damage, defense down level 5, and 70% chance for action bind. Yeah, look, personally, I don't think this is a good upgrade for his Rumble stuff. This is a character that's still not going to see a lot of play. If that was just a large range period, this guy probably would see play, but the fact that it's a horizontal means it has a higher chance to whiff and not hit anything, and the range that you get from a horizontal ranged attack is pretty minimal. Though it does say large range horizontal, it is the best of the horizontal attacks, but it's not the greatest overall. If you're running a quick team, you're probably not going to be using this guy. If you're running mono driven, there's an option for you, maybe, but realistically speaking, probably not a character you're using in Rumble. What else does he do? He completely evades special bind, side damage reduction. Side damage reduction? Nah, that has to be a mistake. That has to be a mistake. Side damage reduction, yeah, right. He does target enemies with high speed. That's pretty fascinating, actually, but overall, Rumble is pretty bad still, unfortunately, but I think that the abilities and the upgrades that he received from Level Limit Break, Super Evolution, really looking forward to the Limit Break plus Level Limit Break Captain ability. I'm excited for this one. If you guys are excited as well, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. What are your overall opinions on the upgrades of Shiki? Because I'm a big fan of them. I think as a unit in regular content, he's going to be awesome. He's going to be very good. And it just gets me excited to see what they're going to do with Shiki, Zephyr, potentially Bullet with a level limit break, potentially Stampede Luffy if they ever go to that. If they get upgrades on this level, then those units are going to be absolutely busted. But that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.